morning, my name is Cam Valentine, the creator of Live to Make History. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how to calculate your total daily intake. How do I calculate my intake? How many macros do I need to eat in a day? How much do I need to consume? I'm so confused. What does that even mean? So I'm going to break it down so you can be on your way, give you a rough, close guide so you can be on your way to continue to scale, basically, whether it's to lose fat, build muscle, whatever your personal goal is, you're competing, etc. You may be a newbie. This video is for you. I honestly hope this truly helps somebody out. So there's two main ways. One way is the rough estimate way, which we're going to dive into right now, and then there's the other way, which is the more accurate way, which may take a bit longer. So let's freaking dive in and go straight into the rough estimated way. So the first thing you want to do is get your body weight in pounds. Yes, get your body weight in pounds. Let's use me. So let's use me as an example. I am 220 pounds. We're using pounds, not kg. I know people in the UK will use kg. I use kg myself, but in this instance, we're going to use pounds, just convert it online into pounds. So I'm 220 pounds. Use me as an example. I am 220 pounds. UK people screaming at me right now, kg. But for this formula, you need to use pounds. Just convert your kg to pounds. You can do it online. It's instant. So 220 times 11, and that's your RMR, your resting metabolic rate, and that would be 2,420. That's my resting metabolic rate. Then I will times that by the amount of how physically active I am. PAL, physical activity level. That's what it is, a formula. So it'll be 1.4 4 days a week, 1.5 5 days a week, 1.6 6 days a week. And realistically, I'm training 5 days a week. So I'll times that 2,420, I'll times that by 1.5, which will give me a total of 3,630, I think, 3,630 calories. It's telling me that I need to consume in a day, but obviously going to round up 3,600 calories, so just rounding up. So my total calories is 3,600 calories, and that's just a rough estimate. And what would I do? I'll go about consuming that amount. Obviously, as time goes on, I can always manipulate it. If I'm gaining weight, have a bit less. If I'm losing weight, add a bit more, etc. But it's only using your body weight formula to go ahead and calculate how much you need to be consuming in a day. So that's just a rough guide. It's not far off, but it's somewhere you can just start off and continue to scale. Don't worry. I'm going to put all the formulas below so you can understand how to manipulate it. It's just really simple. Put your body weight and you're literally ready to go. So on the other hand, there's the more accurate reading of tracking your total daily intake, and it's literally that simple. So what you do, I've touched upon this before, you will technically weigh yourself every single day at the exact time in the morning. Why? Because it's more accurate. You weigh yourself every morning for about a week to even 2 weeks, get the most accurate reading. And at the same time, you go into MyFitnessPal, which I spoke upon about how to use MyFitnessPal. You go into MyFitnessPal and just track your meals. You put your meals in so you can know what are you eating in a day. Everything we eat in this short life is tracked. Everything is tracked. You can put it to MyFitnessPal so you can kind of get a gauge of what you're consuming in a day. Then with that, your weight, say for example, you're weighing yourself for a week. I spoke about this before. Just divide it by 7 to get your average weight, which is going to be more accurate than the other example because it's just one weight, you're literally on your way. So this is more accurate. You get accurate reading over the week, so you kind of see what you are. You weigh yourself multiple times during that morning. For example, when you wake up, for example, you would weigh yourself 3 times just to get the most accurate time in the morning, and then you write it down Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every morning after you use the toilet, which is more accurate at your most accurate weight. Then everything in MyFitnessPal, track. Then you can kind of get a rough estimate of what you are consuming in a day. So let's just say after you tracked, use myself as an example again, you're on a 3005 and you realize every week when you're looking at your weights that you're still losing weight. What does that mean? You're still in a deficit. It means that you need to slightly bump up your calories. Does that make sense? It's like you're manipulating your calorie. Obviously nothing's ever accurate. It's gonna give you a rough estimate, and then you have to go along and manipulate that to see how your body responds over time. That's why it's good to track over 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then you can kind of get a balance. You kind of go along and say, okay, you know what? I need to have 3,700 calories, for example, or I want to be in a deficit. I want to be in a deficit by 500. Remember, always remember, it's a slow process when you're losing weight. You need to be in about 3,500 deficits in a week to lose a pound. To lose a pound of fat a week, roughly, you need to be in 3,500. You're thinking, what are you talking about? That is a minus 500 deficit every day. Think about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 500 times 7 is what? 3,500, and that's naturally. So you lose 1 pound every week if you're on a deficit of 3,500, which is broken down to 500 deficit every day. That's a natural deficit that most people can contain. Obviously, if you want to lose faster weight, then you slightly go into more of a bigger drop. I always recommend don't go too much into a crazy deficit, like over 1,000 into your deficit or 1,500, because your body just won't maintain that over time. And what happens? You will slowly start to build fat and be in a worse position than where you were. Slow and steady in this course, slow and steady truly wins the race. So take your time and just think which one you want to go. I'll say go for the second reading because it's more accurate. You're weighing yourself every day, you're tracking your meals, and you're kind of manipulating your carbohydrates to see, are you losing weight or are you going to be gaining weight? But the aim is, remember, nothing is ever accurate. It's just to go along and see where you are. But always remember, referring back to the PAL, physical activity level, it varies. 1.4, 4 days a week, 1.5, 5 days a week, 1.6, 6 days a week. If you're working out 3 times a day, it could be 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, it goes right up to 2. So it's not very accurate, but it gives you a rough guide. So you can go along and see how your body manipulates over time. So you can continue to scale. Yes, scale. And finally, just an overview. Just remember, our bodies are always changing. We're nature of adaptation. We're always adapting to new things every time. So you may find out that you might be 3,500 for this period of time, and over time, as you build muscle, lose weight, etc., you might drop it to 3,000 or 2,000, whatever, or you might bump it up. You're always changing over time. So you need to, I'm not saying you need to track forever for the rest of your life. Just once in a while, go back to base. Let me go back to base. Let me, get my weekly weigh-in. Let me go on my fitness pal. And over time, you realize, okay, I'm shifting up, I'm shifting lower, etc. You can kind of continue to manipulate over time. And again, I don't always recommend people to be tracking for the rest of your life because you're not a caged animal. You're a human being. You want to live your life. Life's too short. So over time, you can eyeball things. But from the start, if you want to try and find out where you're going wrong, I'm sorry, you need to track. You need to know where you're going wrong, and you need to know how you can continue to elevate it from there. So it's literally that simple. One method, I want to start now, I want to get a rough guide, go for option 1. Get your weigh-in. What is it? You have to get your full weight in pounds, times it by 11. That's your RMR, which is your resting metabolic rate. I'm giving you an overview. Then you times that by how active you are. You have to be very honest. If you're sedentary, then it will be, I'll put it below. But if you're sedentary, it'll be like 1.1, 1.2, etc., etc. If you're very active, you work out 2-3 times a day. You work as a sports teacher. You do construction, which you're very physically active. You might be 1.6, 1.7. But it's a rough guide that you can work your way from there. I really hope that wasn't very confusing, because all these numbers and macros and this, it can sound very confusing, but it's really simple. Just start tracking and be on your way to scale. Remember, description below just literally takes 2 seconds to just go read it quickly and just apply it and make the change today. So let's go out there and let's continue to live. Let's continue to live to make history Why? Because you and I, we honestly have one space in time. We have one life. We honestly have one life. So I honestly hope you can continue to scale yourself, and I honestly hope this video really helped you. I hope it wasn't confusing. But yes, let me know, and let's continue to go out there and grind. Let's freaking attack!